All right. Morehouse College, the nation's only private HBCU for African-American, Black, and Brown guys across the country. It is a pleasure to be in front of you. My name is Michael Gumm, and I serve as the Director of Admissions for Morehouse College. So what I wanted to do today is just really give you an inside scoop of the house. This institution that was founded in 1867 to give guys an education to become preachers and teachers, to later relocate to the inner city of Atlanta, where we have 4 divisions and we have about 30 plus majors for you to choose. An institution that, again, prides itself on excellence, leadership, perseverance, and where we just don't believe in just having you determine and get an education, but in many ways, it's also about leading lives of leadership and service. For Morehouse, is about excellence, perseverance, and confidence. And so I'm going to share my screen so that all of you all can see my PowerPoint, and we're going to go through what it is that Morehouse College is all about. So this is the admissions presentation here. All right. And so just to kind of get started, I am a graduate of the class of 2010. When I chose Morehouse, it was the only school I applied to. Now, I know some of you all might be thinking, well, should I do that? Maybe you shouldn't. But if this is the place you want to be, then I don't see why not. I learned at Morehouse back in 2010. And when I got there in 2006, that it was a goal to define ourselves so that we can redefine the world. So part of understanding of going to college has more to do with learning yourself and critiquing yourself, and then extending yourself beyond measure, guiding yourself beyond greatness, and then finding yourself to be surrounded around this sense of brotherhood, where everybody is leaning on each other and building with each other. It's the mecca for Black male excellence. And so one of the things that I want to do is show you this quick video.
When the smoke clears, when we know for a fact that now all we have is each other, my brother, where will you be? Because I may need you when this transformation begins to feel like a mirage on the way to our oasis. I may need you, brother, to correct me, to adjust me, to hold me up. When our families have given us to the house, when we are finally embraced as sons and not culprits, I pray you are right beside me, brother. I pray that when the moon begins to fade, we are together. Because there is a ring that will sound for me, louder than any roar, and I may need you, brother, to remind me of my main.
For whom does the bell toll? It tolls for thee.
The heart of a man is just as delicate as the rib cage protecting it. But in unison, the might is unchallenged. Introduce me to your rib cage, brother. Show me how her bend and your beat complement each other. What pact have you two formed? Was it fleeting, or did it begin before you even met? The mind of a man is just as hard as the skull protecting it. But in unison, the softness of acceptance could crumble a mountain. Who would think that putting a tiger, a jaguar, and a panther in a cage only causes peace and affection, and the type of love that is lacked by so many creatures of our domain? So my brother, I thank you. From the moment when you were a Rorschach to the moment when you became a Picasso, lively and vivid in my eyes. Progression for us is inevitable, but take my hand and let's take these steps together.
Because I am destined for greatness.
All right, it's because I am destined for greatness. The idea is that Morehouse holds a crown above our heads in hopes that we grow tall enough to wear it. And so when you talk about a school, about expectation, leadership, and excellence, this is the premier institution. And we just happen to be an HBCU. At Morehouse, you will work hard and rise to meet the highest expectations. You will join a diverse and thousand-strong brotherhood, and you'll become a part of an environment that exhibits and teaches servant leadership, social conscience, and how to become a change agent of the world. So for us, we have our mission statement, which says that we are to live lives of leadership and service, and guys with disciplined minds that will do that. So Morehouse College is the nation's only historically Black private liberal arts college for men. We're located in Atlanta, Georgia. We're part of the Atlanta University Center, also known as the Atlanta University Consortium, comprised of Morehouse College, Spelman College, Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse School of Medicine, Morris Brown College, as well as the Interdenominational Theological Center, also known as ITC. So with us being around 8,800 students, you are really gifted to be able to go to all those schools while also being a student at Morehouse College. We are accredited by the SACS accreditation, like most of the other Southern institutions. And SACS is an amazing accreditation, as there's ways in which you have to constantly do what you need to do to meet those accreditation lines. We were founded in 1867, which is 2 years after Emancipation Proclamation, on the amazingness on the date of February the 14th, what some would call the Day of Love, right? And in that understanding, we would find ourselves being around the strongest brotherhood known to man. Our student-teacher ratio is 14-1. For us, it's important that you know your professors. So when you speak on campus and you engage on campus, you can feel that sense of brotherhood, that sense of camaraderie immediately, and that someone cares about you. So for us, it's all about bringing you up to the next level. Our total enrollment is right at about 2,200 students, and we recruit out of 46 states and 22 countries. And so our students come from everywhere. And it's an amazing ability to watch guys come in differently, yet leave with the same mission and purpose. And what we really like to give credit to is that all our professors are actually tenured and have terminal degrees and teach their classes, which is phenomenal. So we're Division II SIAC. So we play sports like football, basketball, baseball, track, golf, tennis. We have an amazing volleyball team. What's awesome, we have a golf club and a volleyball club as well. If you want to do intramural sports, it's really, really amazing. And so those are the kind of opportunities that you'll see while being a student at Morehouse. So for us, we have this brand name of being what is called unapologetic excellence. And so we're not going to apologize for producing the very best and for producing some of the greatest guys that ever came into Morehouse College. We can't begin to talk about what Morehouse has to offer and what it can do for you as a student. And so we're just excited about what the college brings and how that can really shape you to really being your very best. And so we really want you to be able to see that. So something else about us, and I wanted to make sure you guys could see all of my screen, campus life. So one of the things about us is it's not just enough going to college, right? You want an environment, a space, and a place where you can get engaged, where you can find yourself doing activities, where you can find yourself being a part of different internships. And so we have seminars known as Crown Forum. And that comes from Howard Thurman, class of 1923, who told us that Morehouse holds a crown above our heads in hopes that we grow tall enough to wear it, and inspiration from John Hope, who was the fourth president of the college. What's really remarkable about Crown Forum, it's a class that automatically happens on Thursdays at 11, where you get guest speakers that will come, visit you, guide you, and direct you on campus. Not only that, but we offer over 70 clubs, which are really, really astonishing. And so the Morehouse Business Association, the Protege Club, we have the Student Ambassador Program, which I was a part of. You could be a part of the marching band. What's really phenomenal is we had a student 2 years ago who came into Morehouse College and created a fencing club. And so it's really, really your world. You just have to write it up, submit it to the deans, and from there you can create your own organization on campus. We have amazing alumni, right? I mean, our list goes on, from former U.S. Surgeon General David Satcher. If you ever seen shows like Greenleaf, you might have seen Jason Durden on there. What's really remarkable is we have Spike Lee, we have John David Washington, who's the son of Denzel Washington, a famous actor who was in Ballers and HBO series Ballers, but also in Black Klansman. And what people don't know is when John David Washington went to Morehouse, he graduated in 2006, but found himself actually getting an opportunity to play football and got drafted to the NFL. We have Mayor Randall Woodfin, one of the youngest mayors of the city of Birmingham, Alabama, and then Honorable Cedric Richmond, who would come into Morehouse College, find himself being a U.S. congressman, and now work in the White House. And so our guys range from so many different angles. And so, of course, you heard of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., class of 1948, or Spike Lee. And if you haven't seen movies like School Days, I encourage you to watch these films. Maynard Jackson Jr., the first African-American mayor of the city of Atlanta, and whose Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport is named after. So Jackson brought the 1996 Olympics to Morehouse College. And so what's really amazing about that is that this international airport, that is the biggest airport known across the state, as well as known across the country, is Atlanta Airport. And so it's named after a Morehouse alum, right? Those are huge points. And so, of course, you know, Samuel Jackson. And so there's just a lot that Morehouse has to offer. Our application submission deadlines are as follow. We have early action, which is November 1st. That's the period we're in right now. And what's really remarkable about that is you can apply right now. You don't want to wait. If you know you want Morehouse, you want to find yourself applying. And so we offer two applications. One is the Common Application, and we know the Common App, commonapp.org, right? But then you could go to the Morehouse website and apply through the Morehouse website, which is really, really remarkable. And so between the two, you will still submit the same materials from your transcripts, letters of recommendation, and an essay or two. And you also need to go ahead and ensure that your application is complete. So don't just hit the submit button and think you're finished. You have to submit the supplemental documents to ensure that your application is fully in so that we can go ahead and give a decision to you. We ask that you do not use your school email when you apply, but that you use your Gmail account or your personal email. Why? Because your school email might block some of the information that we might be sending you. And so it's important, and it'll behoove you to go ahead and utilize that other email address that you personally use. And so when you apply by November 1st, you'll get a decision by December the 15th. So that's right before Christmas. So you already know you've been admitted. And in that letter, you'll also be notified of any scholarships that you receive as well. And so a scholarship aid or financial aid package would come to you in mid-January. For our regular action students that would apply by February 1st and then be notified February 15th or March 15th. Obviously, a bigger pool. We look at every application. We want to ensure that we see everything you have. So it's not just enough to just list things. You need to be able to have your application, the whole package, talk and speak to who you are as an individual. Because at Morehouse, we care about that. For instance, we look at your weighted GPA because we want to give to you. We've gone test optional. So in terms of your SAT or ACT, that is an optional requirement, which means you do not have to submit that. However, for certain scholarships, it might mean that you might have to. So you want to look at that. And so it's important to look at external scholarships. It's important to understand the application process. And I know you have a lot going on as a senior, but it's going to be really important that you take this application process serious. And if you really think about it, you're down to a month. So by October 1st, you know, you might not have the opportunity. So you want to do and take that opportunity. Also with that, we have what is called open house. And so open house is an opportunity on October the 10th that's coming, where we want you to register for our open house event. And when you register, you'll find yourself being able to really kick the dirt, see the players, understand what the letters recommendation entail, understand what the cross-registration pieces include. You're going to be able to really build that network and communication pipelines to do what you need to do. So for us, it isn't a disgrace not to reach the stars, but it is a disgrace to have no stars to reach for. Not failure, but low aim is sin. At Morehouse College, we aim high. It's all about excellence. It's all about putting yourself forward. And we learned that Dr. Mays, who was the 6th president of the college, not a Morehouse man, but instilled Morehouse values, is one of the most amazing individuals that you would have to find. And so I encourage you all to think about that and to really do what's necessary to lead lives of leadership and service. What's really remarkable about Morehouse is some of these accolades and stats. So we want you to know the middle student that applies to Morehouse and the 50% GPA is about a 3.3 to a 3.7. The middle average SAT is 1100 to a 1230. And the middle average ACT is between a 22 through a 26. Our top feeder states is Georgia, California, New York, New Jersey. You'll see Texas on here. You see Illinois. So if you see your state, you want to know that, hey, this is where students are coming from. And we want to make sure we're intentional about that. Okay. We're the #1 producer of Rhodes Scholars, the #1 producers of Black men, and the #1 male graduate students. So we produce the #1 Black males that would graduate and go off to go into school elsewhere. What's really amazing too is you'll see our top intended majors. Again, biology, one of our top majors. So our students would take biology and go into the medical field. So when you start thinking about the Morehouse School of Medicine, when you start thinking about Boston University, we're a feeder school for the top graduate schools. Also with that, we have a business administration program with 4 concentrations. So you could do accounting, you could do management, you could do marketing. And so that world opens to you. What's really great about that is we bring these individuals to you. So you get a chance to engage with real folks. And so that's a really big pivotal point of what we have to offer. Our CTEMS program, which is Cinema, Television, Emerging Media Studies. If you want to produce your own films like Spike Lee, you have that opportunity to do that at Morehouse College. And so we want you to be plugged in. We want you to do that. We want you to see that, and we want you to engage as much as possible. Also with that, we offer a physics program. So we're hard in the sciences, and as well as a kinesiology studies program and a computer science program. And so we definitely want you all to be a part of that and encourage you to do that. You'll see my information below, but there's another slide that will have me on there as well. So here's the information about our open house as mentioned. It's on October the 10th. Again, we want you to open the house, so to open Morehouse and really get to see what we have to offer. We'll have faculty members that will be available to you. We'll have individuals that will get a chance to speak with you on a direct basis. You'll get a chance to engage with real folks. So that's a really great thing. And so we definitely want you to be able to do that. So I definitely encourage you all to definitely do that. What's really great too is that we have my information is here, so you can reach me and contact me directly. Again, my name is Michael Gumm. I'm the Director of Admissions and Recruitment at Morehouse College. My email address is the following. It's michael.gumm@morehouse.edu. This is my direct number, so you can reach me here. And so if there's any questions that you have, we are more than happy to really showcase Morehouse to you. So you to build what the college has to offer and to really get guided. And so what I want to do is just answer some similar questions and really talk about some of the things that you just want to be prepared for when applying to Morehouse and some of the things that you want to do. I definitely want you all to understand that this space and place is gifted to really help you. You got to think we're the only institution of our kind, as there's not another institution that's going to produce over 500 plus African-American men each year and graduating them, right? We also know that our institution is a flagship institution, ranking in the number four HBCU, top HBCU, according to U.S. News and World Report. So we're, again, really excited about our numbers. And again, we do things that other students don't do and other schools don't do. So when it talks about internships, the average student will have at least 2 internships before graduating. When you talk about study abroad, you will get a chance to go across the country to Europe, to Africa, to West Africa, to South Africa. You'll find yourself going to London and to France, really learning what those other pieces are all about and really building your network, because they say there's a Morehouse man everywhere. So it's really awesome. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So there's so many different pieces. I think I went out for a minute. There's also so many pieces to really building your network and really guiding yourself. And so we're really excited about you building that. One of the things that we want you to be able to do is to get in contact with the Alumni Association. And so at every single state, just about, There is some designee group of Morehouse alums that are going to help you, guide you through this process. We have a Morehouse alumni network like no other. That's about 17,000 plus brothers that are out there that are living, that graduated from our college, that now get a chance to engage with you like no other. And so we want you to do that. We want you to come to our open house. We want you to really get the vivid experience of Morehouse College. One of the things that's really remarkable when I was going to Morehouse is that I was able to graduate with my twin brother that came in with me. And so we were roommates. And what was really amazing about that is that, you know, I could get a chance to see it from his lens, but our experiences were totally different. I also got a chance to experience it through my older brother, who would find himself going to Morehouse, graduating from Princeton Theological Seminary, then going to get his doctorate from Emory University. Now he's a college professor at Yale University. And so when you talk about Morehouse, you got to talk about what are the opportunities. So when you go in, are you going to leave out the same? And is there a place that's going to cater to your needs as a brown and black brother coming in to this world and understanding that there's disadvantages? What opportunities are there for you? And so people choose HBCUs for numerous reasons, but I would think they would choose them because it's something about the experience and understanding of who you are. And so at Morehouse, we care about that. We also care about what does it mean to be in your circle, in your space, within your community, and how do we adapt to that community? So when you talk about the LGBTQIA community, that's a very livid space on our campus where we welcome you to our campus. As an institution that believes in leadership and an institution that believes in excellence, one of the things that we really harp on is you identifying self. But part of that also means that we got to put people around you. So I could look to my left and this guy was a Gates Millennium Scholar. I could look to my right and this guy, you know, was a top student in the top 5% of his class. But now here we are, being able to engage in dialogue, being able to really kind of recognize our likes and dislikes, our interests and things we're not interested in, but yet we all see ourselves going in one direction, which is up. And so it's really astonishing to be a part of this legacy and tradition. One of the things about being an alum is that I've been able to see it from all angles, from the student perspective to a graduate, to an alum, to a staff member. And in all four areas of understanding, I've been able to really build on what that means. And so students that graduate know I can get into the top law programs. I can find myself going to the top medical schools. You know what? It's not too far-fetched to think that I could be a principal. It's not at the age of 23 years old or 24 years old. It's not too far-fetched to think, oh, you know what? I can be an astronaut, and this is how I'm going to do that. Because Morehouse men believe in building these things early so that then we're proactively doing what it is that we want to do so we could do what we want to do later. And we come back and we reach out to help other brothers do the same. And so our focus and attention on just what it is that we do is really astonishing. And so I ask that you look at Morehouse for yourself, find those things that you know, bring the things that you know you bring to the college, and literally define those things in all aspects of what you desire to do. And by doing so, you'll find yourself really understanding what this space is all about. One of the stories I want to share with you all, which is really cool, was that a Morehouse man was telling me that he got a chance to see President Biden at the time, Senator Biden, in the airport, and he recognized him and he saw him, and so he had his Morehouse sweatshirt. He stood in the back, and President Biden kind of moved people out the way and said, "Oh, Morehouse, that's an astonishing school. We know about that college. That college has a lot to do with producing some of the best leaders. In fact, we have a couple of that were in the White House working." And so just the brand and what the college represents pulls people in and of itself. So when you go to a college, you have to look at the brand. What is this college going to do for me? Not just in terms of the collegiate aspect, but in the network aspect. There's not a call I can't make that I can't get where I need to go because there's a Morehouse man that sits somewhere in those places. And that's the kind of opportunity that you could find yourself being in with being a part of this elite organization and this fraternal order like a Morehouse College. And so we bleed maroon and white. We have so many different opportunities for you. What's really great is this cross-registration piece, which I really didn't harp on, but I want you to know you could be a Morehouse student And even though Morehouse is an all-male school, you can take classes at Spelman College for free. You can take classes at Clark Atlanta University for free. So when you go to one school, it's like going to them all. And what's great is you can even go to Clark Atlanta University and take graduate level courses on the undergraduate level, which makes you even more afforded the opportunity to really find yourself being in your career sooner, which is what I was able to do. So I took philosophy as my undergrad major and then took my master's degree in sociology, so that by the time I actually went and got my master's, there were some classes that were already done that I didn't have to really worry about getting my master's degree. And so you have that opportunity. You also have the opportunity to go to Georgia State and the Georgia school system and take classes over there as well. So you have this broad experience, and we want that for you. And the last piece I'll mention is that when you come to the city of Atlanta, you're coming to a place that's really going to help you. You're coming to a place that's going to build you. You're coming to a place that's going to allow you to do things you've never done before. And so I ask that you all, really take time to learn the city, that you travel to Atlanta, that you see what we have to offer. Because when you come to Atlanta, you really get a chance to witness more than just a metropolitan greatness of Black folks, but more so you get a chance to really be amidst a part of some of the most artistic expressions known. So where Tyler Perry Studios is, right? Where you can find yourself doing recording and having recording sessions, right? Hip hop has a culture right in the city of Atlanta, but then you have a business arena where Amazon and certain other businesses and organizations have their headquarters stationed in Atlanta, right? And so Delta and the opportunities you have with them to be able to find yourself having those internships, but then really building your brand so that you can then be an entrepreneur just like they were at some point, or somebody was that got to where they need to go. And so that's what we pride ourselves in. We pride ourselves in doing things that no one else has done before. And so I leave you with this. I learned at Morehouse that it was really simple, that the tragedy lies not in reaching your goal, the tragedy lies in having no goals to reach for. And in the words of Dr. Mace, he said that there's an air of expectancy at Morehouse College, and it is expected that the students who enter here will do well. And so I ask that the best students come to Morehouse, not if you're mediocre, not if you don't care about what you want to do, not if you don't intentionally want this, but if you desire an education where it's going to build you, where you're going to do exceedingly well, where you're going to be able to really define yourself and definitively understand where you're going, then you need to apply to this college, and you don't need not to think twice. Our application is open. Apply early action, which is again November the 1st. I don't even want you to think February 1. I want you to think November 1. Put that application in, submit those transcripts, and just be the best at the best. Because at the end of the day, we know what we can mold you to become. And so in those last words that Dr. May said, he said, let no man dismiss you with a wave of the hand or a shrug of the shoulder. We know that your work is going to speak volume to who you are, so that nobody in this world will be able to dismiss you with a wave of the hand or a shrug of the shoulder. I am just really excited to be able to speak with you all. I know that, hopefully you got some tidbits and some nuggets here that are going to help you do some things you've never done before. And so I leave you with that. I appreciate the time, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will make sure that, and I hope you go to the Morehouse website at morehouse.edu to see our staff under the admissions page, so you can get well acquainted. But I just, again, appreciate this time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.